and welcome everyone. Thank you for checking in at G Crochet Off the Hook. I'm G Geraldine, crochet enthusiast, and I enjoy sharing what's off my hook. Now today, if this is your first time stopping by, I will not have anything to show you off my hook. Today is going to be a little bit of yarn talk. And if you're returning, thank you so much. I really am enjoying your company. I have created a playlist. There are 3 of them. There's vlogs where I do share my makes off the hook. There's Beanie-tastic where I share a roundup of all the beanies that I've been hooking. And there's a yarn notebook, of which this video will be part of. Now, I have also noted via YouTube that the biggest percentage of people watching my videos are from America, Canada, and the UK. I do know that I have at least 5 people that are South African, as the yarn I'm going to show is what's available to me in South Africa. So I hope they can perhaps also share their experiences of using this yarn that I've purchased. These purchases are actually all yarns that, bar one, that I have not used before. Now, in the time that I stay, we do have yarn that you could purchase. It's not really a yarn store. It's a school uniform outlet, and on the side they do have a lovely range of yarn, but it is very limited. So I travel to the city that's closest to me, and that's where I purchase my yarn. Now, I used to frequently travel through to the city when I drove my girls to varsity and back. So I used to stop in at the yarn shop a lot more often than I have over the last, I'd say, 3 years at least. So it's normally a specific trip through to the city, and then I'd make a stop to buy some yarn. So on the 18th of May and the 24th of May and on the 1st of June, we did have trips through to the city. And yes, of course, on those days, I did purchase some yarn. As I said, these are all new to me. So I haven't quite used them yet. I can only reference what I know about them from the ball band. And let's start. So, and I think this is what you need to say, or maybe it's just something that, I don't know. Anyway, I am not affiliated with any of these brands of yarn, and everything that I've purchased is on my own, and any views that I give in any of my videos of the yarn that I have used is my own opinion. So there we go. I hope that was all that was needed. So the first lot of yarns that I bought on the 18th of May, I was doing a consignment drop-off at the yarn shop, and they had received a lot of the new plushy yarns that I had not yet been able to get my hands on. So I've tentatively bought skeins in those particular new ranges, and hopefully soon, although I'm looking, I have so much yarn that I still need to go through. That's another story for another day. So the first one that I picked up it's by Kismet Yarns. It is called Print Viva Bulky, It is a 300 grams, 180 meters, and I did calculate. That's 196 yards, and I chose this color called Salted Caramel. So that's their bulky plush yarn. It does feel really lovely and soft, and I got this particular colorway as I thought I might try some loaf cats with this. And then to go with it, I got this is Kismet's Print Viva Bulky, and this is Kismet's Viva Bulky, but it's a 150 gram ball, and this color is Warm Taupe, and 190 meters, and that's 98 yards. So this one is 90 meters, 98 yards, and this is the 300 gram ball, 180 meters, and it's 196 yards. And I thought maybe I would make a loaf cat and try those two colors together. Now both of these are bulky, yet I note this one does seem not as plush as the 300 gram ball. I don't know if I can really show it, but anyway. And the solid color doesn't feel quite as soft as the printed one. And of course on all of these they recommend an 8mm crochet hook, but if I am making amigurumi, I'd definitely be dropping a hook size. Staying with Kismet yarns, I also got their Posh Velvet. In this colorway, it just has a number. It's like a sagey green. And this is like a golden brown color. I got these two. And that's Kismet Posh. These are both 300 gram balls with 75 meters on them. And 75 meters is 82 yards. This does feel lovely and squishy, and I was thinking I might make a bunny out of it. And of course, all of these so far that I have spoken about are all 100% polyester. So I got those two. Then on this particular yarn trip, the other yarn brand that's available to me is, I don't know if we say Al or Ella. Anyway, it's their yarn, and they also brought out plush yarn. This is called Velour Solid, and it's a 100 gram ball, 50 meters, 54 yards, and I got the color gray. I got two of them, and I picked up a white and a brown color. Now these are also 8mm hook. If I make plushies, I drop that size. They're also 100% polyester. That's what that one looks like. Does feel lovely and soft. Yeah, 54 yards, 50 meters. That's not really much to make a big size plushie, but I'm going to give it a try. And then on that same yarn trip, I also picked up different yarn brand. This is Elite Yarns Rhythm Printed, and I got myself 3 skeins of these. There's no color name, it's just numbers, but I got this beautiful colorway and like a blue and white, and are these two the same? Oh, these two are the same, the blue and white and this one. And I know that these make beautiful beanies. This is 80% acrylic, 20% polyamide. It's 100 grams, 110 meters, and that's 120 yards. And this makes a good adult size beanie. Lovely, soft, squishy and warm. So that was the first yarn purchase. Then the next weekend, we did need to travel through as well. And there was another new yarn that had come out by Kismet. Now, I think it's a rebranding of the yarn. I had used the older one, and I know there's some in my boxes here. It was called Kismet Lollipop. And they've now changed the name to Kismet Knitspiration. It says DK, it's 100% acrylic. And I did pick up only one of 3 colors. This is pale silver, and this one is country green, and this one is brown bear. So I only got one of each of these, which even my husband was like, you know, you don't buy one, you always take 2 of whatever, because if I do like it, you know, it might be a while before I travel back there. However, even in the shop, I said to him, well, so that I have it, and I don't have the lollipop on hand right now, but I have actually double checked it. This is exceptionally thin to me. Like that, I don't think that's a DK. So it is 100% acrylic. It's 100 gram balls, 290 meters. That's 317 yards. So this must be a very lightweight DK, this I would most probably use for blankets. If I did use it for beanies, I'd most probably be tripling the strands. It does feel lovely and soft. In fact, I think I didn't use the lollipop as much because it didn't really have a soft feel to me. This one does have a lovely soft feel, but I'm not a fan of very thin yarns for blankets or beanies, really. And if I made an amigurumi out of this, I don't even think I'd be using my 2.5 millimeter. I'm sure I'd have to be going down to a 1.75 maybe. But I did get them, so FOMO, fear of missing out. It was a new yarn that's come in, and I have it in my yarn stash. The Kismet Knitspiration, which is the new branding of it, they also have Chunky. Now, I have used the Chunky. It was also called Lollipop. This is lovely and soft, and I have used these for beanies in the past. 100 gram balls, 150 meter, 163 yards, also 100% acrylic. And I got, you see, I knew I would like this yarn, so I did get 2 of each to try them out with. So I got 2 of this color. It's called Ford Blue, and the lighting's changing. It's rather a dull, stormy day outside. I also picked up this beautiful color, Sugar Plum, and the Country Green in Chunky. So, and this to me now, I wouldn't say it's chunky. It's like a DK, a little bit thicker. But anyway, beautiful. I love these colors. I have 2 of each of these, and lovely and soft. So I look forward to working with those. Then, of course, I was already at the door and I'd paid, and I saw something else that I haven't seen before. This is from a different yarn brand, Elite Yarns Cartapel, and there's no colorways on it. This is 200 grams, 120 meters, and 120 meters was 131 yards. And I did pick up just 1 of each. I've never used it before. It's called Home Decor. It's 70% cotton and 30% polyamide. So I got this sort of, I think it looks orange, but it's like a burnt orange. This beautiful brown color. And this turquoise color. Now, this does look like, you know, those little fabric tubes, and then inside looks like it almost looks like sponge. It is lovely and squishy, and I was thinking of using these 3 colors in an inventive way somehow to make a very soft pillow cushion for me to sit on, because at the moment I don't have a soft pillow. So those were interesting makes. These will make interesting makes. It's new to me, and I look forward to doing something out of them. And then last but not least, there were some new color ranges in going back to Kismet's DK. I picked up 1 of these. It's 300 gram balls. This colorway is Dolphin Ring. It has very dark blue, purples, and like a creamy color to it. These are 100% acrylic, 300 gram balls, 750 meters, and that's 820 yards. And sometimes some of the batches that you get, they say DK, but then it's really thinner than a DK. So I said to him, my husband, because when he shops with me, he doesn't hesitate. I'm very fortunate. He will say, do not get 1 of whatever, get 2, and if it's something you like, get 4, so that whatever project you're working on, you know, you can cover that project with ease. But again, I like the other DK, looked really thin to me. This one, yeah, I already knew I'd have to either manipulate the size by doubling or tripling a strand. So I said to him, but thank you very much. I'd just take 1. It is a new colorway that I haven't had before, called Dolphin Ring. And I was thinking of making flower granny squares or something with this color, you know, in the middle, and then using a solid somehow. Anyway, we're always thinking of what we could use the yarn for, and if that actually happens, we don't really know. Now, I did get 2 of these, this color. Gosh, we saw this from across the room in the shop, and I said to my husband, oh my gosh, I really, really love that. So I did get 2 of these and I have completed a project with it. I'm so pleased with the way it turned out. This colorway is, now it says Desert Rose. It's spelled with 2 S's. I will admit that when we read it in the shop, we read Desert Rose. And it sort of just screamed, pick me for a project I've already frogged once because the yarn color wasn't working for me. And so we did. So now I giggle because this definitely says Desert Rose. But it was the perfect color for my project. 100% acrylic, DK, 300 grams, 750 meters, and we said that was 820 yards. So those are my 2 yarn purchases from the yarn shop that I go to in the city. And then, yes, and then on the 1st of June, we drove through again because my daughter, the eldest, isn't at home. So now it's trips to go and visit her. And the mall that's closest to her has a supermarket that does actually sell yarn. Now, I don't know the reasons why, because it's not all of these supermarkets, even the one that's in our town, does not stock yarn at all. But when I know we're heading there, that's one of the first places I want to stop in at. And again, it's 100% acrylic. And yeah, I don't hesitate to buy 1 or 2 balls. I buy a whole pack. So this is also Ella Yarns, but it's called Check. And it has a little check on it. These are all 100 gram balls. 250 meters, 275 yards. And I love this yarn, this chick yarn. It's lovely and soft. It washes well. I have made many blankets for my kids, for the home, as gifts, even for charity. Because they also normally have a lot of beautiful colors. But as I say, even this supermarket where I know they do have this yarn, they've also been, I can see the whole shelf has completely downsized. So I don't know, Al Yarns, I hope you don't do away with this, because many of us love this yarn. So anyway, I got 5 in this color called Crush Pink. Sorry, I haven't taken these out of the packets yet. And then I got porcelain. I love these. It's not the white and it's not an ivory. It's actually a beautiful in-between color porcelain that you can use with solid colors or as something by itself. I also got crocus. I do enjoy crocus. I have crocus in the charity range with Al Yarns, and in Chick I also found some. So that's the crocus color. And then I did get a bag of this. It's called Rhino. I think you can. It's like not a grey and it's not a brown. It sort of has. It has a rhino color to it. But this is a beautiful color. Again, I also have this in the name Charity. This is the Chick one. Beautiful color there. And then I also got this beautiful color. It's called Maritime. And there's only 3 balls of this one left in this packet because I have already used this to make my daughter a cowl, the same cowl I'm using, I'm wearing now, but in this it was closer to the school color that she could wear when she's coaching on the sports field, because like I say, the weather has changed, and you know, sports field is vast and open, and she needed something lightweight that she could wear and still run around with, so not get too hot but cover her head and her ears when the wind blows through. So it's working a treat. And then I also got 2 packets of their prints. This is colorway called Seaborn. If I tear it carefully, I can keep it back in the cupboard because my yarn is organized. They are in their boxes, but I'll need to find space for this, so it's for a future me. This is the color. Love this color, Seaborn. And then the last one that I got is a new color that I haven't seen. I have seen Seaborn, I've never purchased it. Is called Lavender Fog. And it's this one. So, yeah, oh gosh, that is a very pretty color. So there we go. That's 3 yarn purchases, and most probably won't see the store for a little while. Although if the opportunity arises and I happen to be going in that direction, we don't know, I might stop in. But that was my yarn talk, trying to keep the weights of the yarn balls appropriate to everybody else as well. My acrylic yarns that I've showed, which is the Chick and the Kismet acrylics and the Chunkies. The acrylics are my preferred yarn to work with. I have a lot of fun making amigurumis, wearables, and blankets out of them. And life did change last year. For me, it was last year when all the plush yarn came out, because if you have watched some of my other vlogs, the majority of the amigurumi plush yarns that I've been able to use is between the Elise Voluto, which is quite chunky. I made my snakes out of those, and the bees are out of those. And then the other yarn is the Kismet Velvet Plush, which is much thinner than the Elise Voluto. So that's why I dug deep and did get all these new plush yarns to try some amigurumi with. And even though I think the plushies look awesome and there are so many patterns available for them, my favorite is still the acrylics or the cotton acrylic blends. I like to have my little ones and just take the time to develop little characters out of those yarns that I use. Anyway, folks, I'm rambling now because I think I've talked myself warm. It is really chillos here today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope, well, I don't really want a yarn haul or anything like that too soon. I still need to sort out, although my containers from my very small space where it was also neatly stored has meant less hazardous retrievals of yarn for me. Having them here in the containers, I need to get them sorted properly and packed into the cupboard so that I can actually use them. I think those memes about having two different hobbies, when you crochet or knit or cross stitch, or I think even I paint and draw. I have paints and paint brushes and sketch pads and stamps and quilling papers and tools for that, and you know how it goes. You get your little stash for each of those categories. Well, now that I have space to actually get more organized, I need to stop procrastinating and actually get that done. So maybe I'm warmed up enough to stop and get cracking on that now. I hope. But I do hope you enjoyed a little bit of yarn talk. These are the yarns that are available to me and that I've been able to purchase recently. And until then, I hope you all take your yarn stash and enjoy the lovely projects that you can make out of them. Thank you so much for sticking around to hear this waffling. Until we see each other again, stay safe and spread joy with your crochet. Bye, everybody.